Okay. Cuddled up, cozy by the fire.
Not together.
No. On separate sides of the room, of course.
No.
Which is just about as homophobic as this movie.
Yeah, it really hates homophobia. Or it loves homophobia.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where am I?
What
year is it?
So, we have taglines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jumping right in.
Well, you're supposed to ask that now. Because
Okay.
that's the new rule, right?
Well, do we have taglines?
Yes, we do.
Jesus.
We do have taglines. Are you ready?
Was that the new rule? I forgot.
Well, I mean, because usually we open up with, God damn it. Okay, everything's changing in the new year. So there's still a month of this bullshit.
I ruined
No,
everything.
nothing's changing. Here we go. There glows the neighborhood.
The neighborhood consisting of 3 houses.
Yeah, right? It's a cul-de-sac of 3 houses.
I know. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. The Battle of the Bulbs begins November 2nd.
You gotta know history to kind of get that one, and it kind of
Is that like the Battle of the Bulbs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the same time, so this movie came out like Thanksgiving weekend?
I guess. To get everyone hyped for Christmas?
Yeah. Okay. This Christmas, when the lights go on, the gloves come off.
Not safe, because then you'll get frostbite on your fingertips. Jesus, people.
And the brightest holiday comedy of the year.
DVD.
That was for the DVD.
So that was like on the DVD in like March. When it came out, they're like, oh, buy it.
It was like, it came out in November, and then was already on DVD by January.
Yeah. Like,
it's the brightest of the year. It's the first thing. Yeah.
It shines really bright.
Yeah, we swear. Okay, with a budget of $51 million and a box office gross of $46.8 million, which means it was a financial bomb for the show here. An IMDb score of 4.9, a 28 Metascore, and a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just as close, and no, it is the same as I think our lowest rated movie,
The Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask, right? So let's hope that this gets more listens than Son of the Mask does.
Well, this one wasn't as bad as Son of the Mask.
No, it's not. Well, at least we don't think so, but the actors apparently did.
Someone.
So, with absolutely no other really things that I can report, like, I don't know, some horses with deer antlers on them. Two horses with deer's antlers on them. A giant wannabe, I don't know, Christmas vacation house, ice speed skating. I don't even know. Like, this movie's so blah that I didn't really have any rundowns, right? And 2 people under 5 foot tall. How about that?
Oh, that's why they're so angry.
Yeah. It's 2006. Deck the halls. Let's drop some bombs.
Hey, yo, hold it! Hey, yo, you trying to look at my lumps? I'll pull off my G-string and handle mine.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Who's your daddy? Oh, God, I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy. Ah!
It's nice having her on board. She's a breath of fresh ass.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bring it out on March 25th. And we'll call it Christmas 2.
Welcome to Bombs Away. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me in the studio, as always, is
Jarrett Seifert, the third neighbor in that cul-de-sac that really just wants to sleep and doesn't give a shit about these 2 men that are so upset that they have nothing to live for in their lives.
Just get an eye mask. Get an eye mask, some room darkening shades. It really works out.
Yeah, but okay. That third neighbor, though, they weren't asking for any of this. They were just like, what is happening? There went the neighborhood.
Who is the third neighbor?
We don't know.
We never see them.
We will never know.
This is a movie that it's just like, it's the same type of movie that all the other Christmas movies around this time really, it really has no point to existing. It's just there to prey on the fact that, just like this show right now, we need to put out Christmas-style things.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And
putting ourselves on blast.
I know, right? So, just like the show, there's going to be some good episodes here, and there's going to be ones like this, where we're like, this was just a chore to get through.
I didn't fully hate it. I'll say
No,
that.
I had some chuckles. Like the clown.
There was a clown in this movie?
No, Chuckles the clown.
I was like, what did I watch? Not this, apparently.
Yeah. So, this movie basically is the trope of we have a super overly, like, OCD, obsessive-compulsive man who has tried his best to be perfect at everything, and then a sloppy, annoying guy who gets it right and gets it done bigger and better by luck and circumstance.
I would say the OCD thing, but it's more focused of just like
on
a guy
Christmas.
that loves Christmas out the butt, and everyone knows him as the Christmas guy. But even then, it doesn't seem like he's like the Christmas guy, because he never even attempts to decorate. Like,
he's
outside of his house. I was like, how is he the Christmas guy?
Right, because the movie starts out established like, one, he's actually the optometrist guy.
Yeah.
Which also doesn't really play into the rest of the movie at all.
It does at the end.
just for that one
like,
thing.
For one thing, it plays into it.
Hey, everybody in town apparently has bad eyesight.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
that doesn't explain why they decided to help out this guy who hasn't at all helped out anybody else in the town.
Yep.
They put us on the map!
Exactly.
Which is the whole point of the movie, is literally putting the town on the map. Or at least that house.
Putting that house, yeah. On the globe,
Jesus.
really.
Which
big map, the ball map.
Which apparently is just run by a bunch of British Indians.
I know. I was like, wait, what?
Another stereotype out of
I also
nowhere.
didn't understand those cutaway scenes. Like, I get what they were for, but I was like, this is just like, hey, could we put that one like Kumar guy in this movie?
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
like,
but we can't make. No Indians have American accents.
I know.
They either have an Indian accent or they have a British accent. If they have a British accent, that means they're super smart.
It was just, all right, cool, thanks, movie.
Yeah, it was just weird, and it was like Kalpan had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Harold and Kumar was taking their time off before they did the part 3 with actual Christmas as well.
They're like, we've got time.
Right?
They're using the same set as us.
Yeah. Right? And he's basically in charge of what? Google Earth?
Yeah, but they
had Google Earth by 2006, right? I said Earth.
No. But I also didn't think that they would upload the satellite images that fast. But it's not even like the satellite imagery. It's like a green block of the state of Massachusetts. Like,
Well, that was my whole thing, is that in the movie, I kept thinking that Google Earth did exist at this point, and I went,
what's Google Earth's birthday?
Right.
Hey, Siri.
Hey, ask her. She'll know. What year did Google Earth come out? Go ahead, ask her. That'll be fun.
Google Earth is still in the closet. That was her response.
She's like tailored to your kind of jokes. The all-new Siri dad joke edition.
What was that laugh? It's like getting revved up.
Yeah, so I was under the assumption that Google Earth did exist by this time, or Google Maps and things like that.
I think it had just recently gotten started, and people were like, look at how crazy this is. You can search for your house on here. And it was some grainy photo.
Right.
That was not in color.
But either way, I was under understanding in this entire movie, I was like, the maps don't even update for like 6 months or something, because like an old like car will still be outside. You're like, that car's gone, you know.
You're like, I haven't lived at that house in a while, and somehow I'm still living there.
Yeah, because your car's still there.
Yeah,
stuff like that, you know. So there's no way that was going to update.
Yeah.
And by the way, how was it able to see Matthew Broderick's house with no lights on it?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, he's like,
you
can see the biggest house on the street, but not mine. But then it couldn't see his house throughout the whole movie.
Their houses were not that like off on size comparison.
No, they weren't off on size comparison, and they also weren't like covered in brush or anything or tree.
Yeah, you would have seen both of them. I really didn't understand that line.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it was just to set up the competition.
Back to our movie.
That is the movie.
I know. I was like,
that's the whole movie. The whole movie
is
really just debating this whole Google. Or that's the point of the movie. The point of this movie is that we have the two guys that we had just told you about that we just established, and they have a rivalry. Stop it. Sometimes it gets caught up in my mouth and it don't talk so good. They have a rivalry in the town. That basically Matthew Brodderick has always been the Christmas guy, and this car salesman who has just moved into town and really doesn't have a purpose to life other than being a salesman, finds a purpose in making his house possibly seen from space by Christmas decorations. Yeah. Which is like, what are you going to do with the other 11 months of your life? Yeah. But that's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
And the two of them just being rivals. Right? Yeah. Which we've seen a million times over, way better in other movies. So the movie starts out with Matthew Brodderick, and like you said, he's kind of in charge because people walk up to him and be like, hey, how's this look? And he's like, looks fine. Yeah. You know? He's not really in charge.
It's like the town knows him as the person that loves Christmas instead of the person that's like good at Christmas.
Yeah, who else would make a wooden advent calendar?
I know. Although it was pretty neat. But it wasn't even an advent calendar. It was just like, flip that box and it tells us what we have to do for Christmas today.
You want to make an advent calendar for the show?
No.
They just... all right.
I straight up was just like, that's work. Shut your mouth.
I was like, they click on the little, like, you know how the Instagram can do the slider photos?
Yeah.
And it'd be like, you know how you can make like one whole photo out of a whole bunch of posts? That'd be fun. And then they just slide the photo and then there's something from that week's episode.
Okay, so yeah, he's...
I'm not doing that work.
Cool. He's an eye doctor at the start, and he's fitting an old lady for glasses, and she like isn't even saying anything.
No.
But she's also, if you like, this whole movie is comprised of those characters that like you've seen in everything else, but you don't know what they're in, and she's like one of those old women that's like really old. And then he's like, try these glasses on. And she puts them on, but she doesn't even put glasses on properly.
I know what you mean by the old women thing, where it's like you basically have three or four. You have Betty White. You have the grandmother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
I thought she died.
I'm just saying, these are your ones that you had.
Yeah.
Aww. Yeah, you have the little rapping grandma from Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, this old lady that I can't say what else she's been in, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you see her, you're like, that lady. That old lady.
Exactly.
And she, like, pops up every now and then. But, like, the entire town is made up of these people, to where it's like, oh, it's that guy. He was in something else.
Yeah. Fred Armisen is just in this movie.
Yeah.
His scenes aren't even, like, funny. They're just there.
It was 2006. I think it was just, like, he was in his lull, maybe. And then, that's pretty cool.
Nice. Almost fell over there, folks. Live on air. Almost fell over.
The whole bookshelf moved to the side. I was like, well, this is going to be the end of the podcast. At least I have a reason to quit now. Get my weekends back.
And we're down to one.
And he's got a concussion.
Right? Logan the Pond's way.
Hi, this is the episode we don't care about.
We're actually doing fairly well.
I know. I like it so far.
Right?
But so then, yeah.
Well, it's about as random as this movie is.
Yeah, really. He goes through the town and it, like, establishes everyone, like, oh, that's, like, the mayor. That's the... Like, the mayor doesn't even look like he would be the mayor. Then,
who's the mayor?
The mayor's the guy that...
Oh, the guy who's ice skating
in the ice skating, but falls at the start.
He seems
I was so pissed
special.
at him. Yeah, I hate the mayor.
I think it's because of, like, his outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but also the mayor says the line, like, oh, I know all the secrets in this town. The police chief wears ladies' underwear.
Which comes back again.
It's an odd small point.
It's so pointless,
so funny.
though.
And he's just wearing a bra. And he's like, not support for my back. And I was like, it's a bra.
Right.
But yeah, so then we get, oh God, what is his name? Steve Finch is Matthew Brodderick's character.
Yeah.
And he goes home, they all have dinner, and it's the typical, like, oh, the young 10-year-old boy that is like aged well beyond his years and is like, I'm having a midlife crisis always. And then there's the high school daughter that just is so over everything. But it's I'm gonna say this wrong. Aaliyah Shawkat.
Yeah, it's maybe from Arrested Development.
Yeah, so
yeah.
she's one of
but
my
she
favorite
gets nothing to
actresses
do in this movie.
Oh, she does zero.
Everybody does zero except for your two.
Yeah.
And Kristen Chenoweth. I feel like Kristen Chenoweth got a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
Versus...
Well, she had to. This was kind of the top of her game years. This is when Wicked was all sorts of popular.
Okay.
Popular.
Oh. And Glee was just about to happen, too.
Well, Glee was 3 more years off. Glee
3?
Yeah, Glee didn't happen
Wow,
until
was it 3?
2009.
Okay. All right.
And she wasn't featured on it till 2010, I believe.
She was in the first season.
We'll check that out later.
She's like doing some cowboy song.
Yeah, but I thought that was season 2.
I thought it was the second half of season 1.
See,
this is horrible that we're doing this.
I know. We have to fill this hour somehow. So yeah, it establishes these really sad tropes of like what children should be. And
is there Glee heads out there going to be like, no, they're both wrong?
Glee heads don't exist because everyone learned the error of their ways.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie. Majority of people I talk to about Glee, they're like, yeah, I wasted a lot of time on that.
It's
TV
actually
show.
what's her face, the main girl from it, just like listening, being like, "You're wrong."
Leah Michelle.
Yeah, Leah Michelle.
That was a great show.
This just in: Leah Michelle hates Bombs Away.
Yeah, everyone would be like, we should check out Bombs Away because we hated Glee. So then, like,
then Ryan Murphy just attacks us, because we attack him every episode.
How could you say that? And I'm like, well, how could you not have consistency in millions of TV shows? You ruined Nip Tuck, and you created it.
Thank you.
God, that was such a good TV show.
I love.
Let's
Nip
move
Tuck.
him to California. What? There's a hurricane. What? God. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
On topic. Here we go.
So everyone's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, why are you pushing Christmas so hard? The mom's like, the kids just want to be kids. Enjoy Christmas with them. And then he's like, you should focus, or he's like, well, you should write your cookbook or something. I don't know. There's a subplot of her and a cookbook.
Yeah,
and then,
she's an editor of cookbooks.
Well, see, he says, like, your cookbooks, and she's like, it's like she's telling him a big secret. She's like, they're not actually my cookbooks.
She
I
is
take
saying
other
it
people's
for
recipes.
exposition.
Really?
For us.
I thought she was saying that like she stole other people's cookbook ideas to
meaning
make her own cookbook.
No, she's saying she's an editor. It's like in Chasing Amy where he's like, you didn't actually draw all the comics, you're just a tracer. Like that whole thing. Yeah.
I've never seen Chasing Amy.
I know
you
haven't.
I love disappointing you with things I haven't watched.
You only watch what I give you, apparently, at this point.
Yeah. Like, you could be like, we're watching Chasing Amy next week for the podcast, and be like, all right, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
Kevin Smith's like, no! Come on, do Jersey Girl instead.
Sure.
So, yeah, she goes, I edit other people's recipes so that they can go inside of a cookbook.
Oh, I thought she was saying, like, she edits their recipes so her cookbook could be better.
No.
But she's also not, like, apparently she's not a good cook, because she was like, I made quail egg and salt. How does it taste? And he's like, not great.
Right? And then she's like, oh, I knew it. All right, who wants pizza? And then the pizza looks just as bad. Yeah. It looks like the Joe Corby's pizza that you used to buy in elementary school.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that bad.
Yeah. They went to Chuck E. Cheese for their pizza.
Right.
Which is never good.
It's basically established that yes, he is the Christmas guy, and he has everything from each day on the Advent calendar of how he decorates and what he decorates planned down to a T.
That day.
Right.
But really, like, the only thing they do throughout the year is like, or throughout that calendar is like, caroling and tree.
Yeah.
Like, those are the 2 days.
On the third, you hang a wreath.
Yeah, third a wreath, and then there's a Christmas photo somewhere in there. It's almost like each day the movie should have focused on, like, oh, each day we do this, and then it provides, like, a 5-minute, like, how the two rivaled across that
and
day.
a little bit of montages of him.
Yeah,
and
going through the days.
I think it would have worked out better is if, like, because there is this, like, life lesson that he learns by the end of the movie of, like, you shouldn't plan everything.
Yeah.
Right? And so if the whole thing throughout the movie is everything that he planned somehow got screwed up by DeVito, then it would have worked better.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really it doesn't go through these things. It seems like he has 4 or 5 things to do, and none of them, like, all of them can happen with or without him.
All of them could happen on a weekend too.
Yeah,
like
right.
Just do it 8 days before.
It
when
almost
it's
feels
not
like
busy.
the same weekend.
Yeah.
Even though apparently this movie starts on December 1st and ends on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't quite understand it.
So they're going to bed that night, and we get a lovely shot of Matthew Broderick's pale old lady body, which I was like,
which somehow gets paler in a later scene.
Yeah. I was like, how is this happening? It really is, not to like shit on older men's bodies, but it was...
Okay,
it
so...
didn't have a shape.
This is... Okay, I was thinking this because... This is they're like kind of talking and flirting in bed before bed, and then they start making out like they're gonna have sex. And Danny DeVito
decides to move in
the middle of the night, which like interrupts them making out, right? And I was like, thank God, someone interrupted this possible sex scene because I did not want to see that. Which is so interesting to me is like, how did Matthew Broderick like fall from grace so hard? Like,
he was so handsome
and so cool in Ferris Bueller. So cool, you know? And
you better
War
watch out, life
and...
comes at you fast. I don't even know if that's the real lyrics.
Life comes at you pretty fast. If you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you just might miss it.
You better watch out. Life is like, and then it's gone. So I don't know, enjoy it or something.
And I guess when I go, oh, how could he fall from grace? Well, he did unfortunately murder someone in real life.
I didn't know this.
Yes,
he
was in a car accident.
Okay.
I can't remember if he was actually drinking or not. I don't know.
Let's assume no, just to keep it polite.
Yeah, I guess so.
But if he was,
that's
cool.
the unfortunate part about, like, I guess why he disappeared for a while off the scene or something. But also, it's just like, he's never been in something since that time, like before that time, where he is cool.
Yeah.
He's always like, I don't know, just a down on his luck kind of guy.
Like, in his voice, he's like, I'm Matthew Brodderick.
Yeah.
Like, always kind of has that, like, dun, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, like, what happened? How'd you go from cool to, yeah, I don't think we should do that. Yeah. That's his character all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Right?
Oh,
it's
honey,
like he's playing the guy from The Producers at all times. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't want to take the risk. Yeah.
But yeah, so we get Danny DeVito established the next morning because they're like, what? Who moves in at night? And they're like, well, I just go to bed. And they meet, they talk. Kristen Chenoweth has a really funny line, which she's like, oh, looks like your downstairs neighbor's also poking out to say hey to us.
Oh, yeah.
So in this universe, Kristen Chenoweth has seen Matthew Broderick's penis, which is hilarious because it popped out of his boxers.
This universe also creates the myth that Danny DeVito is attractive enough to
get Kristen Chenoweth. But she does say, she was like, I don't know, it just kind of happened. So.
Oh, because Danny DeVito was the pervert looking in on the
new drawing class.
The new drawing class that she was the model for. Right? So that establishes the kind of man Danny DeVito
she already
is in
knew
this
that
movie.
He was into her, so she's like, well, I might as well go for it. He's into me.
Right.
Broke the law for me.
Yeah. And this is, I at first I went, there's no way the two of them are the same height. Then I looked it up.
Yeah.
DeVito is 4'10". Kristen, 4'11".
So they just put him in some high heels and were like, you'll be taller, don't worry.
No, he is shorter than her in
the movie.
in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
But
this is a short cast.
Right?
Yeah. And then after that's established, the Kristen Davis plays Kelly Finch, and she is Matthew Broderick's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes over to exchange pleasantries with Kristen. They do the backstory of how they met, how they're sweethearts and stuff. And we also get introduced to the daughters. They're twin daughters, and they're like barely wearing clothing. Totally over-sexualized teens.
They are not his daughters, by the way.
Oh, no.
Because they are both a foot taller than both of them.
Yeah.
They're not his daughters.
Oh, that had to be daughters from a different marriage, but they're just like a nice family.
Right? There's no way. There's just no way. So it is established that Danny DeVito is a car salesman. And this is where...
that kind of seems like Danny DeVito's typecast as car salesman all the time.
I think he just is in real life.
A car salesman?
And he's a car salesman, not an actor. Yeah. And they're just like, why don't you come on in? And that's his thing.
Do a show for us. But
right?
I do love Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. That's... He... Not to say that they probably wouldn't have gone by and been successful and hilarious on their own, but he truly saved... I think
a lot of this movie.
He saved a lot of this movie. I was going to say he saved a lot of. He saved Always Sunny from what I think. I believe FX wouldn't have taken a chance and allowed them to be funny. Too. They would have canceled them before they got to where they were. And he really added to that dynamic. He usually adds an amazing dynamic to almost every movie.
Yeah,
and he does. He plays it fairly straight in this movie compared to most movies. He's over the top in a great way. You know, people have asked me many times when they're like, who would you recast as like, the Penguin? I'm like, I wouldn't. To this day.
Why would people ever ask that?
No, because people ask like, they're making a new Batman and, who would you recast as this or that? Yeah. It's just that kind of nerd speak.
Yeah.
And, that was the thing where I was like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It could be a brand new cast all the way around, and it's not connected to anything, and I'd be like, DeVito is still the Penguin. Like if he's able to get up in the morning still, he will be the Penguin that I would choose. If I was directing it, he's Penguin. That would be it. Mm-hmm. So enough Danny DeVito praise. He is working at the car dealership, and this is it's the same actor. He's coming up all the time in our movies. He's in Scary Movie as well. And what's his name? I'm gonna forget it again.
It's
it's the same guy from White Chicks. He was the second FBI team that was on that. He is also in Scary Movie. He should be. Oh, man, now it's just not coming to my mind. It sucks because it's like, do your goddamn research, show.
Well, he popped up again. He's there. Oh,
what?
No, I think you skipped it.
Did I?
Maybe. Was it?
I figured he'd be in a purple link because we've already clicked on him before.
It wasn't David Lewis, was it?
No, I don't know. But that's the thing is, this is a good example. Is that once again he's playing like a bit part that kind of has no point to the movie whatsoever, right? Like he's
just like a jerk salesman that's like, haha, let's pull the wool over this new guy's eyes.
But not even that much of a jerk, because you'd think that like if he was a jerk, DeVito is gonna like maybe lose in this moment and then get the best of him by the end of the movie. Yeah. But no, gets the best of him right here, right now.
Which I do kind of like that setup. If it's like DeVito can do anything he puts his mind to.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, I loved it.
So, after this, it started to be established that because the twin girls showed their father DeVito that look at this, it's called My Earth, and it's basically like Google Earth, and you can see your house from space.
Sometimes I'm like, why can't you just be like, hey Google, we want to use your name in a movie, and they're like, all right, free promotion. But I get like all that stuff, but it's just like, come on, planet, just be nice to one another,
right? I think it's more or less like the kind of thing where you don't allow it to happen outright without like maybe reading the script and knowing that they won't smear your name in the mud, right? Or make fun of Google Earth or anything like that. And so you don't allow it, and if they don't allow it, they can't be saying the words on But I'd film alternate scenes. It'd be like, say Google Earth, now say My Earth. And then send it to Google, and they're like, we're good. And I'm like, thank God we live in the real world. Jeez, instead of this, like, this happens so much in movies where it's like we live in this alternate world where certain things in life that we know exist, but then other things don't. It's the kind of thing of being like, in today's zombie movies, do we live in a world where we've all seen zombie movies or not? You know?
Yeah.
Do we live in a world where we thought zombies were
to
fantasies
get you,
and
Barbara.
right? It's weird like that. Because some movies like to pretend that zombies never existed, and we have no idea that we need to kill them in the head.
What's that?
Yeah, right?
Stupidest trope.
Right.
Hate it.
So this is a movie that likes to pretend that we don't have Google Earth and we don't have certain things that existed in 2006.
Have it, but it's just coming on
some made up, some made up version of it. So
Danny DeVito's like, you can see the neighbor's house, but not my house. And I'm
right.
Like, based on that screen, you can't see jack shit because it's a terrible graphic.
Right.
Like,
so he decides to go and just light up the whole house the first night
with Christmas lights. Pretty basic, pretty good. They run on a chase pattern. They're pretty cute.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice basic setup that like could have used some better execution, and there's cables all over the gosh darn place.
This is where it kind of looks like the Christmas Vacation house.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's all just white, and it's on a chase, and it's bright, but it's not like overdone.
It is a little too bright. But he's doing it all like at 3 a.m. Like, I got an idea. Like, this guy's a night owl. Or he just doesn't sleep at all.
But he also, because this movie is also a movie where both your main characters can do some highly illegal things.
Yeah.
Or even moderately illegal, like I don't know, noise pollution and violations till 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's no consequences for
you
anybody.
know why that is.
Why? Because they're the only people on the street?
Well, they're also white men. Yeah.
That's true.
They're just white men.
So Danny DeVito goes to the local convenience store, and they're selling a sleigh.
Hardware store?
Convenience store, hardware store.
I thought a convenience store had food.
It said Young's.
I know, and I thought of you.
Oh. That's the name of the mayor.
That's why this movie's so shitty.
Yeah, it's the name of the mayor.
Oh.
Oh, come on. If I'm making fun of it and saying things don't exist, I would have made a better movie.
Yeah, real.
So while he's there, he buys that they're selling like an authentic sleigh, like one that you would need actual
like
horses, a horse-drawn sleigh. Yeah. So he puts that on his
Not
front.
like Billy's sleigh.
Right.
Hack and slash sleigh.
Oh, well, that's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. That's a future place.
It's a future episode.
Still a place to me.
Tune in 2 weeks from now for Silent Night, Deadly Night. Thank you.
Plugging ourselves within ourselves.
Wow, how meta of us. God, we're all over the place.
Plugging myself.
Come on.
That's what I plan to do.
Anyway. We had a deadline. We're going to get through this. Even though this is brutal. This movie's hard. This movie's hard.
This is our 1.3 or whatever it is.
Yeah. So, okay. The sleigh gets put on Danny DeVito's front lawn. The entire neighborhood is like, oh my God. Everybody's like marveling at like the sleigh and everything he's done already.
And he stole horses from the edge of town.
Just stole horses and duct taped antlers to them.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure is animal abuse.
Right. But
also,
nobody cares.
Theft,
nobody cares, right? Which is weird because this is Massachusetts. Pretty sure people care for no reason up there. And then, meanwhile, it's matching sweater Christmas photo day over at the Finches. And which is funny, he's like, you love matching sweater photo day, and they show 3 consecutive years, and it's literally just them with like different haircuts. They don't seem like they've aged at all. It's just them photoshopped with different haircuts. And they go outside because they're about to take their picture, and they hear all this attention happening outside. And then Danny DeVito's like, you should have your Christmas, photo in the sleigh this year, right? And I love how the rest of the neighborhood's like encouraging him and clapping and being like, yeah,
you can do it.
And it's like nobody would give a shit. Nobody'd be like, yeah, you should, because nobody probably wants to.
There'd be some white lady
get
like,
that photo.
Oh, what a cute idea! If only I hadn't murdered my husband. But that's okay.
So, Matthew Brodderick, in an attempt, because his son already climbed up into the sleigh, when he hears that the horses are wild horses, he tries to get his son out the sleigh and goes inside the sleigh himself, pushes his son out, and scares the horses, and then the
horses go, "Wah!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, wait.
And then they just take off with him in the sleigh. And I don't know. This is once again another Christmas movie thing that's been done a million times.
Is this
it's
when
like,
Run Run Rudolph was played?
Maybe. More than likely.
One of my favorite Christmas songs, just because of Home Alone.
Oh! I have a game. A game. I'm where when a Christmas song comes on the radio, I kind of go, hey, what's this from? If it's something like, what Christmas movie is this from? I try to play it as much as possible with myself because nobody else can play.
Playing with yourself, got it, cool.
But you're right. I think Run Rudolph was at this point. I mean, it makes sense.
We're talking about this movie again.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say Home Alone airport scene. I got you. Right, rocking around the Christmas scene. What scene?
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan on a Christmas train silhouettes.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Okay,
we were talking about
we're
that
good.
the other day.
Yeah. Oh God, here we go. So the horses are chasing around town until finally
causing a ton of damage to other cars.
Huge damage. This is what I was saying is like there's no consequences for these two people. And this is another example. There's no consequences. So the sleigh unhitches from the horse and veers off of like an embankment and over top of another car. And I love the kid inside the car because, of course, you're driving with your sunroof open.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, look, it's Santa. And they switch over to the dad, and the dad's looking at his son like, because his dad looked up and then looked down at the son and was like, you moron. Like, his look is
You're
like
stupid.
Not appropriate for when you actually saw a sleigh fly over your head.
You might not have seen it, is what I think the movie might have implied.
Really? I feel like they both looked up.
Oh, I don't know.
Either way, Matthew
I wiped
Broderick...
a lot of this movie out of my memory.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Either way, Matthew Broderick slides down the sleigh into a lake, and then...
It, like, skitters across.
Yeah. And then it's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
He's
and
like,
then...
oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Thump.
Falls into the lake. Horrible graphics. Horrible CGI.
Yeah.
Horrible green screen, too.
Also, he'd be dead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost positive.
That's it. Oh, yeah. Because he was in, like, a full Santa jacket and everything. You get caught up in that. Like, that's death, right? Plus the fact that, like...
He was unconscious.
They switch over to... Now he's laying in a sleeping bag. He's fully naked, and there's also Danny DeVito.
See, like, basically, it's like he's not wearing a shoulder or anything above like his shoulder.
It's implied that he's fully naked, right? Because Danny DeVito is next to him, also naked, and is like, "Oh, I took off all your clothes, and I took my clothes off in order to get body heat, because
Why didn't he just have his wife do that?
Yeah, well,
I know they wanted to be like
he's got more body fat.
Play off of like, how weird would it be if another man's body touched your body?
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, but
get
also,
over it.
Yeah, your reaction is to scream at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, I'd be like, can you pull over? I'd rather die.
Right. Well, I'm alive now, so we can stop. You can stop rubbing me. And I love how he says, "Don't worry, I've done this about a dozen times before."
Maybe he was in a cold place and had to warm up some naked men. Or maybe that was just my fantasy. Not including Danny DeVito.
That's your fantasy?
No.
It's just Danny DeVito
warming
running
up
around being like,
naked
"Hey,
men.
pal, don't worry about it. I got you."
It's someone's fantasy. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So, also... They flash over to now he's out of the hospital, right? And apparently, in order to make up for what happened, Danny DeVito sent them a photoshopped Christmas card.
Yeah.
How did he make this card? Because the card has the rest of the family sitting in a sleigh outside of his house with Matthew Broderick photoshopped in from a picture of himself at the hospital.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. That sleigh took off
underwater.
Before, right? It was a picture of the sleigh at night in front of a fully lit house.
God.
When did this happen? Did he go get another sleigh?
How many days was he in the hospital for?
That too. Ooh. That's right.
Like,
because we keep assuming that this happened the same night.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with this movie. It doesn't really establish real time.
It's just like, it's day, it's night, it's day, it's night.
Yes.
Time is passing, time is an illusion.
Yes. And
we all die.
Right. So, this is a situation where now Danny DeVito is up the ante on decorating his house.
Because he can't see his own house from space yet. He's like still trying.
Right. Still trying.
He's doing more. He's stealing power from
Matthew
Brodderick's house. And like Matthew Brodderick like goes outside to see if he can see him stealing power in that moment, that one time.
Right.
And throughout the rest of the movie doesn't check his exterior outlets.
No.
He's like, I bet he's stealing power. Okay, then check your house to see if he's stealing power. Don't sit there and go, I bet he's doing it, and then have no idea that he's doing it because something's frozen underneath the ice in the street. When you could literally just check the side of your house. It's so visible.
Yeah.
It makes me so irritated.
Well, it's running, that power is running directly across the street.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you run enough vehicles over it, it's going to uncover on its own. It's a bright yellow extension cord.
I was like, God,
which
Lordy.
branches out into 3 to Matthew Brodderick's house?
I don't know. Maybe he has more.
Okay, that makes no
street.
sense.
Yeah.
You have it branching out into 3, and if he's taking power from, that's 3 different outlets that go into 1. That's not how power distribution works.
I just had to go, listen, I don't know electricity, but then I was like...
wait, now I'm turning into that one piece of IMDb trivia we didn't care about.
But I was about to be like, I don't know electricity.
1.21 gigawatts!
I went to school for theater, lighting. I should know electricity. Womp, womp, womp.
But still, like... You can't pull from 3 different outlets and put it and just put it into 1 and get more out of it.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Oh, no.
But that's how it's run, you see later. So now Matthew Brodderick is right before they light up the house for the first time for the first reveal of this movie. Matthew Brodderick is trying to organize his annual Christmas caroling rehearsals, right? And he starts to about to be sing your first note, and then boom, or do they start singing? It doesn't really matter.
Oh no, they're doing their warm ups.
Right, and then Danny DeVito lights up his house, and this hip hop type Christmas song starts playing, and this woman's like, "I love this song," and I'm like, "What song even is this?"
Not licensed.
You're right. And this is everybody, there's neighbors everywhere, they're seeing it, there's news reporters. Matthew Brodderick is just over it and wants to leave. And
somehow they're like, you still can't see it from space, though.
Yeah.
And he's
right?
like, major bummer summer.
Yeah, because they can actually check in with My Earth at all times.
Yeah. They were like, once we heard of his story, we were like, yeah, we should check it.
That's Fred Armisen's accent, not not the British accent.
What is British? Oi, governor.
Oh my God.
I just went full Cockney. Boy, we can't see the house from space. That's Australian.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Yeah.
I hurt my microphone.
Yeah, you did. It's back.
Yeah. They get wind of it. They're like, we're going to track this. But it's they also don't care because he's eating a bowl of cereal during a broadcast. He's like, let me see. Nope, nothing. Sorry.
It seems that we can't get anything from space.
Yeah,
that's a little better.
Oh, I'm getting a Spice World.
Yeah. That's about accurate. Yeah. Anyway, we're on too much because this movie just drags.
So then the next day they go Christmas tree shopping.
He tries to leave his house, right?
Why does he try to leave his house?
Because he's just sick of this.
Oh, because his daughter is going out on a date with some sailors.
She's gonna get just tag team by a bunch. Right? Actual sailors, but they're dressed in 1950s sailor outfits.
Which one of them looked like Corey Monolith? The guy from Glee that died.
Oh, okay.
Which I was like, oh.
Wow. Throwback.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Full circle.
Right? Either way, he tries to back out of his driveway and...
No way there's clearance between those two vehicles, but he listens to a drunk man.
Right. But even if there isn't, and he's stuck between the two.
Yeah.
Right? He's still... he's stuck now between the two winches of one's an RV and one's a pickup truck or whatever. It doesn't matter.
The pickup truck has a hook.
So at what point do you continue listening to the drunk man who's like, you might as well gun it now. It's like, no, like, I don't know, get on Danny DeVito's loudspeaker and be like, whose cars are these?
Yeah.
Because he's stuck. Like, why would you gun it and do more damage to your car?
Makes zero sense because
No
he's
sense
angry.
at all. I guess, right?
And he also has no physical way of getting out of the car.
Right. So, after that, it's the next day, right? They've decided to, as two families together, because the wives actually like each other.
Yeah, the wives get along, which I thought was going to twist at some point.
I did
like,
too,
the wives are
especially because she
too.
drops the line of being like, why can't they be like normal neighbors and just smile and fake it?
Yeah.
And I was like, are you smiling and faking it right now? Because that's what the implication was. And then it was like, no, they actually do like each other.
Yeah.
Right? Because all the kids get along. The son likes the twin sisters. They're hot. The daughters on both sides are friends.
They're teaching each other things.
Yeah, they do slutty Santa baby songs together. Things like that.
Get to that one.
Yeah. So they decide to go as two different families, and of course, Matthew Broderick has built his own little tree farm inside of somebody else's tree farm.
Like, use your own damn backyard.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like tree selling lots are usually something that's just built on like the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's not something that has been around for 5 years, which he's been growing like in a fenced-in area for 5 years.
Yeah.
But then again, it is Massachusetts. Who the hell knows what goes on up
Right.
there?
That state, I honestly never believed in. They got Boston. What good is Boston?
Are you freaking telling me you don't believe in Christmas trees?
They don't even got roads. They just park anywhere.
Tommy, you're coming close to sacrilege right now.
The worst accent.
As I hold my
Where did they go with that? Like, how did they get that?
what, the accent?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like someone in Boston was like, I'm too drunk to say the real words.
No, never.
No, never.
Never. I would never.
Oh.
Do you know about the freaking bees? Do you know about the bees?
And everyone's like, the bird.
God, we're on a tangent.
Yeah, we are.
At least
so
we acknowledge them. Some people don't acknowledge them. I can't listen
Danny
to that.
DeVito, he brings a
Chainsaw.
Thank you, to cut down his tree, and Matthew Broderick has an axe, and he's like, we grow one, or like we plant a new one every 5 years, it grows up.
No, every year.
Well, every year
for the
they
past
grow
5
one.
years.
Yeah.
So they actually have 5 in
have it
different
lined up.
sizes.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess when he cuts down this one, we'll replace it with a new baby tree.
Danny DeVito turns with his chainsaw, knocks over a canister of gasoline, because everyone has those.
And he goes, first one to get their tree on, last one to get their tree on the car is a loser.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's it?
Okay.
I don't want to be a loser. It's like, well, somebody has to be in this situation.
The trees are aflame because Matthew Broderick's axe hit a
rebar pole that was keeping the tree stable.
So all the trees are burned down. I
kind of chuckled at that.
Yeah. They find one little tree, which is like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree that everyone knows and loves.
Sure.
And yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
Right? That's it for that one. Just another that's what this movie is, just a set of scenarios of like you achieved like your obsessive compulsiveness for Christmas over the past couple years, and you've worked so hard to get to this moment, which apparently this year was the end all and be all for him for many different things apparently. And Danny DeVito just comes in and wrecks it, and sometimes not really on his own, more Matthew Broderick just over obsessing about the fact that somebody else is intruding on his lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right? And so now
it's nighttime.
What's that?
Isn't it nighttime now? Just the break-in scene?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the break-in scene, right?
The yard stealing scene?
The
power scene?
Well, first, there was...
He offloads animals.
He goes to the police.
Yeah, he makes the complaint, and that's where we get, like, our nice bra joke underwear, women's underwear
doesn't really
comment.
Go anywhere, though.
That's the only time it's ever brought up. It's
no,
like,
later on when he's like, you're really starting to get into my panties.
No, he's like,
or something.
You're really putting a knot in my panties. And he's
right?
Like,
yeah.
Like,
I don't know. And, I mean, the same joke, for some reason, I feel like I would have laughed at in another movie that's better. You know, I think this is the problem with a lot of movies that we watch is that it's always been done better somewhere else. You know,
especially with this movie, because this movie is just I want to say amalgamation of other Lifetime movies.
Okay,
is that the right word?
A combination. You know,
it's just it takes all the
collage.
other tropes.
Yeah,
a menagerie.
Yeah.
It just has all those different scenarios where it's like, whoa, fighting people and things you want to be good at around Christmas time. So hard that they even ran out of things to have people compete over, and they have them ice speed skating.
Yeah.
Like, that is not a tradition in any town. Sorry.
No.
You would not freeze your main street.
A toboggan race would have been better, like a sled race. But they already did sledding.
Their sledding was on a 10-foot hill that somehow neither of them could actually slide down.
You mean the two like kids Fisher Price sliding boards that were covered in snow?
What?
Yeah.
Dumb.
Apparently they have no weight whatsoever to get down that slide.
But it's just this movie of just like, what from other comedy holiday movies can we do to combine together to create a different holiday movie? And it's like, it'll never be original.
Like we're combining Chevy Chase like sliding down that hill super fast.
Yeah.
Like, so the sledding thing with Chevy Chase building, like, there's so many things stolen from Christmas Vacation. At least the first half of Christmas Vacation.
Well, it's like, what was a good example of all this stuff done? Oh.
Right.
A Christmas Family.
Yeah.
Movie.
Right.
Everything else.
Yeah, basically everything else. So, Matthew Broderick and his son devise a plot to sabotage the fuse box of Danny DeVito's house.
Because minor plot, the son's trying to connect with his dad. At one point, the son's like, "Can we go to the mall? I want to get a present for Mom." And the dad's like, "The mall really sucks right now, and I already bought you a present for your mom." Which, if I was a kid, I'd be like, "All right, cool. Don't gotta go shopping.
Right.
Don't have to leave the house.
Play a video game with me.
But the son's
do anything."
like, "Well, I'm bummed. I want to play. Like, I just want to walk with my dad around a mall." So I was like, "All right, cool."
Right. So they decide to. Yeah, basically, it's like Matthew Broderick will sneak on to the property, and while his son is up on a telephone pole.
Yeah, keeping watch.
Right? It's like, I'm pretty sure the son can just look out their second-story bedroom window and keep the same watch, if not better.
But the son also, he's keeping watch based on the people's shadows through the, like, not the curtains, but they're, like, kind of like the opaque curtains, so you can just see, like, silhouettes behind them.
Right.
And so he's, like,
just
watching...
like Kevin McAllister's.
Yes. So he's making sure Danny DeVito is still in one room, but then he can't see him anymore, so he's like, he's outside, and like, of course, Matthew Broderick dives into a nativity scene with real camels, dives directly into poop, one camel spits in his face, and it's like, ugh, but he didn't get caught by Danny DeVito. Nope. The kid gets distracted by the two hot girls having a pillow fight, but once again, it's only a silhouette. It's like, dude, like, now you're just like, that's like, I don't know, a felony. It's something illegal. Peeping Tom, creeper.
This is the best Christmas ever, he says. I'm like, is it?
Oh, you got to get some better Christmases,
I know. So Matthew Broderick balls up a snowball and throws it into the fuse box that's outside.
Why wouldn't you just, like, take some fuses?
I know, right?
Like, just steal a couple fuses.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, is they keep doing things that are illegal, like full-on property destruction and damage throughout this movie that nobody seems to care about to take to the police, much more than that first scene of noise pollution.
Like,
or light pollution, wasn't it? Yeah.
Each guy is like, oh, they did this, I'm going to one-up them.
Right.
And so then turns out Danny DeVito has a backup generator which creates more noise and light pollution. And then he
investigates and finds that there is a fresh balled up piece of ice in his fuse box, which he's like, okay, clearly it's Finch.
So he's like, I'm going to get you back.
Right. So Finch wakes up the next morning and sees that his newspaper has been delivered to his kitchen counter. A fresh Christmas tree full of decorations and lights is in his living room, and there's a brand new Chrysler SUV in his driveway. And Danny
DeVito's like,
he did all
welcome,
this
I'm sorry.
overnight, which means he has now broken into his house.
He's broken into his own dealership to steal a car too.
Well, no, he didn't break into there. He forged his signature to do this.
Yeah,
right?
but to get into the dealership to get that car.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Well, I assume that he went there early that morning and did it because he was like, they wouldn't let me take it out without like signing a signature, so I had to forge a signature.
Well, that begs the question: how early does the car dealership open, and what was Matthew Brodderick doing all morning? How late did he sleep in?
I know, because he is an optometrist, and like he does go to work that day, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Now we're on like federal crimes.
Yeah.
Because he's forging.
Forgeries.
Yeah, forging. It's identity fraud. And this is where it's like, hey, Matthew Brodderick, you got him.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to put a stop to all this madness right now, you
could.
have, you have him on like identity theft, forging your name to buy a vehicle.
Instead, they're like, let's speed skate it out, dude.
That's weird. That's weird.
They go to
right?
Winterfest and
Plus,
do like
also
little obstacles
his
and
secretary,
stuff.
like they call him like the same day, and is like, you have till lunch to like pay on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of documents did he sign?
I know.
It was like, what, cash on demand?
Like, ooh.
Right? Or you're going to be arrested. Right? I was like, Jesus, okay.
The only law they follow in that town, buying cars.
So, yeah, they decide, they're like, yes, we're going to speed skate it out. If I win the speed skating race, you have to take all your lights down off of your house. If you win the speeding race, then you have to pay for the car.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like,
that's kind of not fair.
Also, not equal stakes here whatsoever. Yeah. But at the same time, Matthew Brodderick does need a car. So I'm like, all right, well, it looks like he got you the car, so your credit must have been good. You should just kind of keep it.
I guess also, though, like Danny DeVito would have paid for the car if he won. Or if Matthew Brodderick won.
Oh, was that the deal?
Well,
because I don't understand how Danny DeVito has any money in this movie.
I don't either. He shouldn't. Because they're in debt already when they first moved
That's
there.
right. She says, maybe this will get us out of crippling debt, whatever his idea was, right? But he spends all his money on decorations, isn't showing up for work to the point he gets fired in the movie, I guess a week prior to Christmas. Yeah. Right? And is agreeing to pay for the car, I guess?
Yep.
Like, nothing's making any sense. So they go to this, this is the annual Christmas festival where
Winterfest.
Winterfest.
Winterfestering.
And they, the wives are like, why can't you two just get along? You talk it out. And so, like, they do this man bonding thing where, like, this has got to be a child's pageant of some sort, this performance, right?
I think it was just like a talent show, like a winter talent show for the town.
Well, how can you not tell that these are at least teenagers, and you probably shouldn't be catcalling regardless if they're your family member or not?
Regardless of age, you shouldn't be catcalling.
Yeah, right?
Like,
but if you look at other people around them, there's like some creepy guy behind Matthew Brodderick who's like, yeah.
But it's also like, this is a town where you know everyone, and you're yelling at someone in that town, who's your daddy?
Right.
Like the most disgusting thing.
Right.
Hey.
He's like, yeah.
Who's your daddy?
We can
like
agree
Matthew
on.
Broderick kind of nasally. Like,
who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? Yeah, who is your daddy? Yeah, who's your... And then like turns around, it's all their daughters, and they're all like, oh?
Who doth your daddy?
Yeah.
Right?
And then...
he's like, I'm your daddy.
Oh, I am. I am.
Oh, God. Right? Yeah. And then it's like, would you really go to a church and actually wash your eyes out?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
With holy water?
Right.
Like, that's just stupid. Like, I don't even have a joke for how stupid that is.
And it could be like, if they were in a hot peeper eating contest.
You know all about that.
Yep.
What the fuck is even what is hot peeper eating contest?
I've already said too much on the show about my sex life.
Okay.
So, well, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I think it's like if they were in a hot pepper eating contest, it would be more justified. But this has no reason for them to be in the church. It has no reason for them to be putting the holy water in their eyes. It was just a stupid
And
gimmick.
also, they used the line, "We're going to hell."
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? That wasn't... It's... Why?
Ridiculous.
Like,
so,
you're not actually going to wash the image of that out of your mind.
So then we have the speed skating contest, which... take a swing at what happens. Just take a guess right now.
Every single person apparently doesn't play fair.
Yeah.
Except for Danny DeVito, the one person you'd think wouldn't play fair.
Yeah. And then who wins?
Danny
we'll give
DeVito.
you
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
We'll give you a ruined answer.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Right? But he wins fair and square because everybody else is cheating in some way, shape, or form.
I don't think it's cheating to throw your partner.
No? Into another person? To
I
sabotage
thought
them?
he was just trying to throw her like across the finish line.
I don't know.
But if he was throwing her into the person, then yeah, maybe.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matthew Broderick somehow gets tripped up by the mayor, and so he decides to take.
Because the mayor's using sticks to speed skate because the mayor's an idiot.
Right. So he's cheating because he's using alternate tools. Matthew Broderick, because the race course is a figure 8, goes the opposite way as everybody else.
I don't think he intended to though, because he was jumping over the.
He didn't, but if you count him winning or losing based on what you just saw, and he wins, that's still cheating.
But he did jump over the hay bales twice.
Yes.
And would have still won. So I think he did a little bit more extra athletic.
It's not about effort. It's about who gets across it first.
About who did it.
Right? And then
Danny DeVito's like, you got to pay for your car now. And Matthew Broderick is like, you know what? It sucks to be you because you're going to try all you want all your life, but you're never going to make it because you're just a sad old man who means nothing. And I was like, oh, shit.
Right.
I was like, that was kind of mean. But I also, like, felt it. I was like, maybe just say it, like, a little quieter so no one can hear it.
Right.
Because that's kind of like what he should have done. He should have been like, hey, here's your check, but I want you to know that you're depressing. I look at your life and I get sad. It's filled with emptiness. And all you have is a hot wife. And she's about to leave you because you sold a vase that's millions of dollars in from her family.
Which was established earlier, like in the film, of being
when someone almost breaks it.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be broken."
Well, no, the way I saw it was when she goes, "This vase is worth more than this house altogether." Right? I was like, I wonder if that's gonna come back up.
Right?
Like some things are so like planted. In these kind of movies that we do too, where it's like this vase is not going to be featured anywhere else until it's needed by the last point of the movie, you know. But I'm going to make a big deal out of it with this one line.
Yeah. So
Danny DeVito does another presentation. This time the ante is upped like to the point of having like LED screens on the roof and an entire like. Kind of like the YouTube videos you see of like Carol the Bells, and it's all synchronized and stuff like that. But like
lights,
to the next level, like it has, it actually has like Danny DeVito doing a thumbs up
which
on the
apparently,
roof.
like that stuff wasn't green screened.
No,
which I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah, sure. I mean, because that's fairly simple to pull off if you know how to do it, right? And this is the one where now he's just trying to dig into Matthew Broderick. He's like, and if you miss the show, it'll be
every night till 4 a.m.
I'm like, that's also not legal.
Yeah.
Right? So Danny DeVito still obsessively, because they're like, still can't see it, sells the wife's vase, and she finds out about it almost immediately.
He sells the wife's vase for like a poop ton more of lights.
Right. And
a poop ton. But she finds out during his activity, his little playtime, he's doing his light show and like DJing madly, and like
she finds out during he's cutting down a tree.
Yeah, but that's before his show.
That's before the show?
Yeah, because during the show, while he's DJing with 2 different iPods, you see her and the girls like get their suitcases and pile into an SUV and trail off.
Oh,
so
okay.
then Matthew Broderick decides that he is going to go and he's going to buy a bunch of fireworks illegally, and he buys one that is like an atomic bomb essentially.
But it's not.
I know it's not. It's really not. So then,
but are any fireworks truly an atomic bomb or anything that they say they are?
No.
Yeah.
So then, they're all just firecrackers.
Big
I don't know.
Bertha.
Yeah. Explosion in the sky. That's a band. That's the best I could come up with was a band.
Right. The Titty Twister. It's that one you attach to the fence and it just spins around. They're all just making sparks. It's just like 13 Ghosts.
I love the snake ones. The ones that
Snake.
grow. They're
Oh.
like black charcoal that's just expanding.
Sidewalk poo.
Yes, I love sidewalk poop snakes. They're my favorite. And then pops, the little like things that are wrapped in tissue paper,
Right.
and they just go pop.
Right? And you throw them at people's ankles, and they're like, stop!
Oh yeah, I threw it at my friend's shirt, and it like singed it a little bit. He's like,
Oh,
"Look what you did to my white shirt!"
Oh my
and I
God.
was like,
It's still gunpowder.
I know. I was like, "That's fine."
So,
No, it's hilarious though. It just pops on him. Anyway,
another illegal activity, shooting fireworks at your neighbor's
Yeah.
house. Right? But he slips and falls, and the Big Bertha, like,
goes down the chimney in his own house, ricochets around everything,
And
hits the Christmas tree.
I knew it was going to hit the Christmas tree,
Yeah.
too, right? Like, I was like, the target is the Christmas tree. Of
Also,
course.
I would expect a firework like that to be one of those ones that has like a 50-foot span or something. Like
Something
basically something
big
that goes
and-
up into the sky.
Like, pew, pew, pew.
Something that you can see like if like on the 4th of
That
July
would've
that
been
someone would have had
cool.
in a backyard.
If the Christmas tree launched out the window and up into the air or something,
Yeah.
that would have been something.
Yeah, so
instead
then-
of just being like, let's burn down the traditional images of Christmas.
So then the fire marshal or the fire department shows up. So does the sheriff,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "So this just happened," and he was like, "Yeah, an underwater Christmas tree with electronic lights didn't play out too well."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "So you also just had a Marilyn Monroe Christmas tree topper, which the town tree had."
Right. So something we skipped is Danny DeVito cut down the town's Christmas tree, which I'm like, it was that small?
Yeah, it looked way bigger.
It would look way bigger in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But he cut down the town's Christmas tree, and that's the tree that he gave to Matthew Broderick that morning with the car and
He
everything.
never even tried to return the Christmas tree.
Right? And also, it had the Marilyn Monroe Christmas angel on top of
Yeah.
it. And
change it
Matthew
out,
Broderick,
dude.
which saw the Marilyn Monroe thing in the beginning of the movie when it was put up, didn't question this.
Yeah.
Like, he questions it for a second when he sees them all investigating the now, like, stump in town square and goes, nah, right? And that's it. You never came home and was like, oh, it definitely is.
Right.
You know? But then the cop has him red-handed.
And he's like, I just have one too.
Right? And that's it.
And rolls away.
Another, no consequences.
Yeah.
No
Danny
consequences.
DeVito comes home, and Danny's like, he's like, you weren't home last night? You didn't see a fireworks display? And he's like, no, what happened to your house? And then he's like, I was at the motel throwing rocks at their window all night trying to talk to my wife. And I was like, that is a Danny DeVito move. And then
Rita, come home. I don't want to be with you, Danny. Rita, please. We have the same voice.
They do. So then
Remember Cheers.
So then the
That's
what's his,
a
I know that threw me so
strong pull.
off.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I blanked on his name. Matthew Broderick. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yes. His wife and kids, they're like, we're leaving to go to the motel with Kristen Chenoweth as well because,
Right.
you know, you both can't get over your shit and you're not treating Christmas like a holiday. You're just treating it like you want this to go, and that's not how Christmas is supposed to go. So then the two guys are alone on Christmas. Danny DeVito starts taking his lights down.
And then Matthew Broderick is like, I can't spend Christmas without my family. I'm learning the error of my ways. I can't plan everything. So let's plan one more thing.
Yeah.
They decide to make a path of all of Danny DeVito's lights that were on his house. Make a basically Holiday in the Park type path.
And it goes so far. I was like,
So
I don't
far.
think that they had that many lights on the house.
They didn't have that many lights. They didn't have that many decorations that they basically made a Holiday in the Park type path that the whole town could experience.
Yeah.
That leads from the hotel through Main Street, through a gazebo, around into the woods, and into Danny DeVito's house. Where it's like, I'm pretty sure you'll know where this path is going halfway through, right? And also, stealing power again.
Yeah.
Stealing
From
power from
everyone.
the whole town, apparently. And how is the rest of the town not in on this? Like, there's no way they could have accomplished this.
They are in on it. That's the
Right?
thing.
Because they had to have done this in one day. If they didn't do this in one day...
They did it overnight. Because that was Christmas Eve.
They couldn't have done it overnight.
They did it overnight. They
How?
did it at nighttime, and then that same night they were like, come home.
That's what I mean. That means they did it in like 12 hours or less.
Yeah.
All of this. Impossible.
I know.
Impossible.
I get that.
Because if not, that means that both families never left their hotel room for an undetermined amount of time, right? And also, they decorated around their door and everything, and nobody was ever like, there's two strange men outside of our door.
Who's hammering these lights to
right?
our...
You had to have stapled those lights. But anyway, they walk out, and there's a path from their door on the second balcony of this hotel down the stairs, and the stairs are decorated. The whole path, there's archways and all sorts of stuff, and it leads to their house.
Yeah.
Right? And then both men apologize for whatever they were doing wrong to their wives.
A meal out of the
wife's
recipes,
cookbook.
Yeah. Which kind of didn't look that great.
No, it did not.
One of them was like yams that were halved. It was basically like a twice baked
potato. It was like
potato,
a
but
reindeer head.
Yeah, but the yam one was like a twice baked yam. And I was like, I don't know if
like
that'll
that.
play out.
And they're like complaining about the recipes as they walk in.
Yeah.
They're like, the three beans sucks. I was like, wow, you guys are horrible. And then to wrap this movie up for no reason, they're like, oh, wait, we forgot. The whole point of this movie was that you have to see the house from space. So,
but he's like, Danny DeVito, I got you a present.
Right.
He's like, what?
Why?
And he's like, well, I know a lot of people with bad vision in this town.
So literally every single Towns member shows up in this exact moment.
Yeah.
It's great timing for people, but they show up with their own lights, redecorate his house.
All that food's going to go cold. I was so mad about that. I was like, they interrupted dinner.
Yeah,
They
for
couldn't
no
have been
reason.
like, end of dinner was great.
But
yeah, but I feel kind of empty still.
DeVito hasn't done anything for the town whatsoever to deserve all of their
anything, he
saving of the town.
Stole the tree.
Yeah, he stole the tree. He's a crook at work. Like there's no.
No, I think he's a good car salesman. I believe in
it's
his
very.
job.
It's a Wonderful Life where the town comes and saves whatever is going, like whatever the problem
They
is.
save him from drowning in the river, and It's a Wonderful Life.
No,
Is that the one where he drowns?
No, It's a Wonderful Life ends with them all having replacing the missing money that they thought that George Banks stole.
Which
from
one
the
does
bank.
he drown?
Huh? Well, that's also the one where he tries to dive off the bridge and the angels don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're on the right path. You just, yeah, they all come out of nowhere to have this like town Christmas miracle for something that who gives a shit, you know?
Right.
And then the news is there, and they turn it on, and My Earth is also like, we can see it now, right? And it looks no different than the last time he did anything.
But it also
I could see if they brought 2 spotlights.
there's screens. I thought he was going to be like, I rented you 18 spotlights.
Yeah, right?
That would have worked.
That would have worked, yeah.
But then, as the lights are turning on, the screens of My Earth are, blowing up in their face. Like, whoa!
All because, what? Because
recoil
it looks
away
no
from the
different.
screen.
Is it, we forgot, too. They overload the circuit, and it blows.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But it doesn't really blow. It turns out that the power cord is
it
just
shorts or something.
it shorts out, but that's not apparently the solution to getting it back on. It's like the power cord is halfway out. One power cord for everything.
Oh, we missed the stupidest scene in the movie.
Yeah,
so
that's where I'm
flip
getting to the cell
yeah.
phone. Yeah.
And everyone there's no power anymore. What do we do? And so someone opens up their cell phone, and this is back when everyone had Nokia brick phones, and they're like, oh, and all the lights start glowing, and Kristen Chenoweth is handing out candles. And what does she start singing? Silent Night?
She sings
Oh Holy Night.
Oh Holy Night, right?
Oh Holy Night. The stars are brightly. I don't know how to do Kristen Chenoweth, but she kind of sings like this.
I have it in my contract that I need to sing per thing that I'm in. So let's make that happen.
I just got off Broadway.
I just saw her. I just saw her in the Macy's Day Parade again.
Oh yeah,
it's I need to sing. So Happy Thanksgiving.
And it all kind of comes to a close after that. They're like, life's great.
Yeah, and that's it.
And then they're like, let's make this a tradition. What if sucking the power out of all of the entire town for one night? Jesus.
Well, no, getting away with illegal activities.
Battle every Christmas.
And that's it.
We're done.
Yay! First Christmas episode of the season over with. Would you recommend this for Christmas viewing?
Okay.
WWWs.
W's. I would. Okay, it wasn't totally bad. It was just boring.
Yeah.
It was just a trope of everything else. If you've never seen a Christmas movie in your life,
this isn't the one you should see.
I was going to say you could see all of them right now with this, but it doesn't even have heart.
No.
It's not a great Christmas film.
Mm-mm.
I would say maybe if you want to show someone what a bad Christmas film is, watch this movie.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I would say that
literally all of the cast hated on this movie.
Yes. That was one of the was there any really other interesting trivia about this? Like, not really.
No.
There was actual quote that Matthew Brodderick said, "I've hit rock bottom with this movie." And I'd say that if you were doing a 30 days of Christmas, like one Christmas movie for the next 30 days, you're going to run out of movies, and so add this. That's my W.
Yep.
Other than that, skip it. Skip this movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing... It's skippable. Mm-hmm. There's nothing even really redeeming about it. Like I said, the people where you're like, oh, Fred Armisen's in it, and the girl from Arrested Development, and oh, wow, Danny DeVito? It's like all these players add up to a whole bunch of nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. So that just about does it for us on Bombs Away. Do you have anything to plug?
I have to unplug my life support system because this movie killed me.
Stay tuned for next week. We're going to be doing Santa Claus, the movie.
Oh.
And then for Christmas, the week of Christmas, it's our huge special gift to all you listeners out there. We're going to be doing same thing we did with Slumber Party Massacre. We're doing
triple threat.
Triple feature.
Oh.
It's Silent Night, Deadly Night, parts 1 and 2 as official episodes, and on our YouTube, you will have our audio comedy commentary for Silent Night, Deadly Night, part 2, which is presented in partnership with DrinkingCinema.com. They wrote all the drinking rules so that you guys, during your Christmas vacation, can sit down and play along with us as you watch this ridiculous
Drink along with us.
Slasher movie. Christmas classic.
Merrily we drink along.
I like that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So,
no, you didn't do anything.
I know I didn't do anything.
You just said you like it.
Stay tuned for that, and then for New Year's we'll have our the 1980s slasher film New Year's Evil as well, where a man calls up a radio DJ and says that he's going to continually be killing people throughout the night of New Year's Eve until the clock strikes 12, and she'll be the last person.
So call in and set up your murders.
Yeah, can tell us which one of us is going to die first.
Oh.
No. That's not going to work.
It's going to be me.
Oh.
I live a dangerous
I'll be
life.
right back. So, you can listen to all of our episodes from the past by following us on iTunes, or follow us on Google Play. Just search for Bombs Away Show. No, just Bombs Away on that. You can search for us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Bombs Away Show. You can write to us, see if we missed anything, or you have a comment. Thank you for all the new reviews that are coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just had one yesterday, another one on Facebook, so thank you.
Wow.
You can review us on Facebook. You can review us on Apple Podcasts. They both really help us out, and we appreciate it because it gets the word out for new listeners of why they should be listening in the first place. So we really appreciate that.
Short up. Jeez.
You can also write to us, contact at Bombs Away Show, if you have something a little more intimate that you didn't want to put out there in the open.
Like you had a really sexy dream about us and you want to go into detail. Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Right?
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Erotic literature.
That just about does it for me. My name's Jonathan.
I'm Jarrett.
And
cue the jingle bell music.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy.
Hey, this is Jarrett with the Bombs Away podcast, and we are here in the Frida Cinema recording our podcast. So the Frida Cinema is a program of the Long Beach Cinematique, and it's located here in Santa Ana in Southern California. It serves the neighboring communities, and it is a non-profit art house cinema dedicated to enriching, connecting, and educating communities through the art of cinema. It's here to entertain, and that's why the entertainment industry exists. So what they show on these screens is pretty amazing. They have things such as the Director's Series, and it features directors such as Martin Scorsese, Mel Brooks, and Lloyd Kaufman. Lloyd Kaufman, if you didn't know, did The Toxic Avengers and The Class of Nukem High. They also have something called Friday Night Freakouts, and this is presented by OC Weekly. It has films that are among the horror or sci-fi kind of genre. They've done films such as Lost Boys, Hackers, and The Room. They've also featured anime like Your Name and Akira. Some other things they do are double features. They've done things such as Hot Fuzz mixed with Shaun of the Dead, which is actually two pretty good films. They also show a lot of cool things among the lines of indie films. They have The Void, which is currently on Netflix, and they also have had Academy Award-winning films such as Best Film winner Moonlight, which I think is pretty awesome that it showed in this space before it actually went up. If you want more information about showtimes, location, and everything film and entertainment related to the Frida Cinema, you can go to www.thefridacinema.org. You can also follow on Facebook at facebook.com/thefridacinema and on Instagram and Twitter at thefridacinema. The Frida Cinema, for filmmakers, for filmgoers, and for you.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?